What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by. Genuinely, I really do appreciate it. On the screen, you will see all of my socials. If you could give those a follow for me. So on the YouTube side of stuff, make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Any comments that you want to make, feel free. Leave them in the comment section down below. Also, as well, we're on all of your podcast apps. So anything, let me just see, Spotify, or you could look at Apple Podcasts as well. We're on there. If you give the video a like rating I say the video, it'll be the audio, won't it? If you could give the audio a like rating for me, that would also be greatly appreciated. Now, today's video, what I wanted to talk about is transfers and the transfer window, and how we're, as a team, we're on, or as a club, I should say, we're on that kind of that fringe. We're on that little cusp of needing to get kind of over the line in terms of being able to stay up and giving us the best opportunity to stay up. And there is the usual that is going on, where people are thinking that we're sitting on our hands. People are thinking that we're not doing everything that we need to do. We know that transfers take time, etc., so on and so forth. Now, for me, if I was going to be mega greedy, for want of a better phrase, I would probably say what I would be looking for would be a new number 9, a number 10, a winger of some description, wing back cover, and also probably a central defender as well. It'd be somebody that I would be looking at. And I know that's a lot of players, but those types of players are what we're needing. We're currently sat 16th in the Premier League. We're a point above Nottingham Forest. We're 8 points above West Ham. We are in a really, really good position. The percentage chances for us getting relegated, whatever supercomputer that you look at, is we're in and around somewhere between 7 and 10% chance of getting relegated. And for me, we need to find ways of being able to maximise our potential to stay up. And we need to give the club, we need to give Daniel, we need to give the players, we need to give the team as a whole the best opportunity of being able to stay up. Now, we can't afford to sit on our laurels and wait for things to happen and wait for stuff to kind of go on. I get the sentiment that we have to sometimes wait for certain things to fall through. Now, the one that I'm going to mention, obviously, Danilo Doki is the big one that I wanted to talk about, and it's, let's just say that I would probably say that his agent has been edging us vociferously for probably the last 2 weeks now. There's been a lot of chatter through loads of different platforms. You know, Florian Plettenberg, who is a decent, ITK person to listen to. There's Team Talk have been mentioning it, MOT Leeds News, there's Yahoo Sports that have mentioned it, Kicker that have mentioned it, Leeds All Over, Inside Football, all of these various places that have been talking about it, that he wants to come to England. There was talk that he said that he wanted to come to Leeds. He has 6 months left on his contract now, and he could, in essence, sign a pre-contract agreement for whoever he wants, because there's only 6 months left on his contract. We know that Union Berlin are probably asking in and around, what is it, between 10 and 13 million, I think it is, for him. It's not a figure that we haven't got, the 10 million. I mean, we were going to play 10 million for Harry Wilson. Look at him now, for God's sakes. But the issue that you've got is, and it's very important to remember this at times, is that what I'm kind of seeing with Doki over this kind of period, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but what I'm seeing with Doki over this period is I feel like his agent is using our name a little bit, or maybe using the Premier League as a way of smoking out other people to come in and have a look at him. From reports that we're led to believe, Farke is keen to sign him, but keen to do it in the summer when we could get him for a free. Now, here's where I have the issue, and this is where you kind of look at it and you think about what do we need? What's the what do we really need to focus on in terms of the transfer market? And one of the things that you can't do in these situations is rest on your laurels. Immediately, yesterday I believe it was, where it came up that Villa were potentially looking at him, and that to me completely quashes any chance of us being able to sign him because of where Villa are in the Premier League at this moment in time. But then today, Wolfsburg have now come out with an interest in wanting to sign him at the same time as well. And unfortunately, this is that really weird, bizarre merry-go-round that you get into when it comes to transfers, because you'll find that agents use players' names to try and drum up interest for elsewhere, or to give other clubs the potential of FOMO, that fear of missing out. And what that generally means, or what that generally means will happen is that players that you get your mouth wet for, i.e. food that you get your mouth wet for that you're never ever going to eat, that we're never ever going to come to a particular club, let alone our club. A lot was done based off of the just getting a name out there. Now, my problem that I have, and it's that weird juxtaposition that we're in as a team, we know that we're going to need to sell. We're probably going to offload Pirro. I think one of potentially Nonto Gruev could potentially go. I also think Harrison we just need to cancel his contract. Mez, exactly the same thing. For me, the best way to deal with that is just cancel both of the contracts, save the money, give Meslier that loyalty bonus that he sat waiting for, but save a bit of the money, cancel the contracts, get them gone. End of story. The FA Cup game with Harrison, it's time to close the door on that Leeds United chapter for Harrison, I believe anyways. But my biggest problem is that we're in a very, very fortuitous position in terms of where we are in the league. We're not in the bottom three. We've had a really good run of results. We've had really good team performances recently. We've also had, a lot, and I mean a lot of exposure on TV. Consequently, being able to sell Leeds United as a project to potential new players, we should be in a prime position for it when you look at the way crowds at home games, crowds at away games, you look at the way that the fans have been with the club, you look at some of the results that we've had, particularly over December, you look at the style of football that we've been playing as well. We should now be an attractive proposition for anybody. And my worry is, and this is something that I've kind of said in confidence a little bit, but I'm going to say the quiet part out loud now. I have a real worry that we're not going to do, and I hope I'm wrong, but I have a real worry that we're not going to do any business over the January transfer period. There's just something in my water that says that we're not going to do it. And part of me is because of, while some of the players that we bought over the summer have worked out quite well, there is still questions with regards to our recruitment and how we've gone about doing the recruitment and the length of time it takes us to buy a player. You look at the number of players we lost out to Sunderland for, that we weren't competitive enough on contracts, that we lost out on the one big stretch target that we were looking for, and it seemed to kibosh absolutely our Premier League buy-in for the summer. And I just have a slight worry that the same thing's going to happen in the January transfer window, and it's going to cause more problems. It's already causing unrest, because you're looking at the comments that are made underneath when Wolfsburg, it said about Wolfsburg being interested in Doki, and just the comments underneath were saying, typical Leeds, we're waiting again. We've got irons in the fire. We're all sitting around and waiting for stuff to happen. And this is what my worry is if we have targets identified, if we're looking at targets, then we should be sounding them out sooner than what we are. But the other side of it as well is I just am concerned because it's so quiet. And I know we often say that the 49ers move in silence, that they do things at their own pace, that they do X, Y, and Z, all of that good stuff. And I understand that. I also think that as a club, they were probably overtly annoyed at the amount of information that actually got out during the summer transfer period. And I think they're trying to keep quite a strong lid on that this time around. Anybody that's got any contacts or sources with the club, they'll all tell you that there's nothing going on. They won't say anything. There won't be anything that people will be leaning on as an idea, as a potential that might happen. I just think there's a big risk going on that if we just sit on it and don't do anything, it could have a real detrimental effect. I mean, listen, given what I've seen with the players that we've got, I think we are good enough to stay up. My concern is that the Premier League is brutal, and sometimes you need either A, competition, or B, the ability for depth of squad to rotate players. And whilst we've got that to a degree, we haven't got it to a degree of some of the others that are around us. It's a concerning time, I think, and the fact that we're nearly 2 weeks into January, and bar rumours and bar speculation, there's been nothing, bar the Doki link that has been, absolutely concrete coming forwards. But again, you can't get away from the fact that the agents will use clubs' names to raise a player's profile, or to, give that FOMO to other clubs that might be looking and try and smoke out other clubs to make an offer him. It's just, we've got it here. We've got the potential here, and I just don't want them to drop the ball on it when we're close to reaching our objective goal. My worry is that we are on track for where we need to be, and that the club just think, well, we're on track, so we don't really need to do anything. Farke needs help. The team need help. We need reinforcements. It's got to happen. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely do hope I'm wrong. In that, like I said, I've just got a feeling in my water that we aren't going to purchase anybody in January. And I genuinely hope I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, fantastic. It's just that weird thing. And I think it might be a hangover from the summer. Who knows? The opportunity's there. Please, Board of Leeds United, do not waste this opportunity. Do not let all of the hard work for the first half of the season go to absolute hell in a handbasket because you weren't prepared to risk it a little bit. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, your notifications are turned on. Please also make sure that you're giving the audio version of this a like rating. I would really appreciate it. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care. Cheers.